All right, thank you.
Well, hey everybody, it's Miss O'Rourke. We've got another virtual chat, and today we're with SKYCTC. We've got Addie Hernandez, who is the Latinx outreach counselor for the admissions office. She is excellent, and I want to encourage you that even after this chat, definitely reach out if you have any questions. She is one of my local heroes, and I really hope that you all will reach out and get the answers that you need. So thank you for joining us, Addie. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Destiny, for having me and allowing me to speak to the students.
All
and
right.
so any questions that you all have, feel free to reach out to let Miss O know, and then she'll let me know, and we can discuss that further. But okay, and so I'm going to share my screen now, and we can get started. Okay, so SKYCTC has a mascot, and he is actually a fox, and his name is Pathfinder. So if you ever hear the phrase from us, become a Pathfinder, anything, that's what we're referring to. And just a fun fact, we did have one of our sociology students adopt an actual fox and named him Pathfinder here in our wild. There's a Wild for Life, I think, society that helps wild animals. So it's an actual thing. So there's an actual Pathfinder fox here in Bowling Green. So at SKYCTC, some of the things that, or positives, advantages of attending SKYCTC, they're going to include affordability. SKYCTC is part of a larger system of community colleges. Together we form the Kentucky Community Technical College system. And we are the most affordable institution as far as higher education goes in the state of Kentucky. We'll talk a little bit more about each of these things. I'm just going to kind of highlight what we're going to talk about later. We have flexible scheduling, quality education. Our accreditation is the same as the larger universities in the state of Kentucky, so you're not getting any kind of less quality of education as the larger universities. If you have college algebra with us and you had college algebra with the University of Kentucky, then it would count just the same, and you would be learning the same concepts. We are following the same curriculum. We are close to home. We've got 6 campuses in our region, and if you are here from Bowling Green and you want to stay home, of course, the drive is just a few minutes away, no matter what side of town you are. We have easy to transfer credits, so if your end goal is not a 2-year degree, it is a 4-year degree or a master's degree, doctorate's degree, we can easily begin your general education classes here with us and then transfer over to one of the other universities. It's a very easy process to do. Smaller class sizes. So we are a college that offers a lot of smaller class sizes. So you're never going to be in an auditorium with 200 people that you don't know. You're going to have a small class sizes where your teacher knows who you are, and you'll have a little bit more of that individualized attention. Financial aid and scholarships, we do accept financial aid and scholarships, so that can make your tuition more affordable. Our 6 campus locations, we have 3 campuses here on Bowling Green. One of them, our main campus where the main student services are located at, is the main campus at 1845 Loop Drive. We are right next to Warren Central, so if you've ever been to Central, we are that 2-story building across the football field there. We also have a glass building next to Walmart. It's called the KATI campus, and that is where our business division is located at. And that's a lot of people think that that's a college all on its own. It's a separate entity, but it's not. It's one of ours. And then around the Trans Park area where Warren East is, or Magna, we have a lot of manufacturing facilities over there. It's a Trans Park Center where our advanced manufacturing programs are mainly located at. Then we have 2 campuses in Glasgow and 1 in Franklin, Simpson. So together we cover the 10-county area. So that's basically where we're at right now. That's what South Central covers as far as Kentucky goes. We have a lot of programs that are very technical, very hands-on. So our degrees, they are 2-year degrees. So anything that you want to study here, most of anything, you can complete in approximately 2 years if you attend as a full-time student. These degrees, they also have certificates and diplomas embedded within them. So a lot of times you're not just earning one credential, you're earning several. So you have that option of doing that, either pursuing a short-term certificate that can take up to maybe 4 months to complete, or you can do the 2-year program, which of course will take 2 years of full-time study. There's a lot of options as far as that goes. If you are interested in going to a college or pursue a university or pursuing a degree that requires you to have a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, you can always start with our Associate in Arts or Associate of Science programs, which will cover your basic general education classes for the first 2 years. There are also some programs that can be completed online completely. So you can do business administration systems, medical information technology, and most of your Associate in Arts and Associate of Science programs can be completed completely online. So if you're a very independent learner and you like the flexibility of being able to attend classes at your own convenience, your flexible schedule, and you need a more flexible schedule, or maybe you are planning to work and go to school and you just need to have that option for you, we have those online classes and online programs. A lot of our technical programs, especially in the advanced manufacturing field, are also offering what's called SkyFlex. And so this kind of scheduling is a little bit different from your traditional programming or scheduling for technical classes, because before you had to be in class to be able to learn all the things. You can't learn too well just from reading from a book. You have to actually go to class and practice it. But now, because a lot of our students do go to work and do have a little bit more of a time restraint, then we are offering the SkyFlex schedule where you can do a majority of your online classwork at home at the convenience, and the convenience of your home and the convenience of your time, and then attend class once a week per class so you can do the practice portion of it. And if you have any questions, your instructor will always be available for you. So that's a really neat thing that's been new to our college in the last couple of years, and students really seem to thrive on that kind of schedule. Allows them to have work experience and also continue to learn their skills and earn their degree at the same time. Some students even have their employer pay for their school, so they need to have that flexibility. Now, for the associate in applied science for the healthcare field, our allied health programs that include nursing, radiography, respiratory care, and surgical technology. Now, those programs are selective admissions. So what that means is that you don't automatically get to be accepted into those programs. You have to go through a process. You'll have to complete a couple of prerequisite courses. And after you have completed those courses, you submit your an application for whichever program you decide you want to pursue. And when you've been accepted, you'll be they are selected by either by their completion of classes, their GPA, and their test scores. They'll take the highest GPAs and highest test scores, and having completed everything, all the prereq courses. And each year it varies. So there's no same, like, there's not one thing where you have to like check all the boxes and you'll be admitted. It's just it's competitive. So every year the selection pool is going to be different. But once you are in that program will then be about 2 years. So with the exception of the allied health field, most everything else can be completed in 2 years. The allied health programs do take a little bit longer because of that admission and prereq courses and requirements. Okay, and then moving on. And sorry, and I didn't mention this, but we also have added a couple of programs on here, and they're not listed on here, but we have CDL training. That's not necessarily like a full 2-year program either. That can be completed in a couple of weeks. And then we also have diesel technology that's new, and it's in the Glasgow campus. So if that's something that interests you, it's not listed on here, but if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out and we'll give you more information. If you have no idea what you want to do, we have a neat tool on our website at southcentral.kctcs.edu /career pathway that will kind of tell you, explain to you about this neat tool that we have that will ask you a couple of questions, and based off your answers, then you can get an idea of what fields or what areas may be of interest to you and which careers can go well within those areas. And you can start getting an idea of what class or what programs you can start off here at SKYCTC. So the 5 ways to become a Pathfinder. This has changed a little bit because of the whole COVID situation. But first, we need an online application. It is free. It is online. You can find it and on our website, and it takes about 10 or 15 minutes to fill out. It's a pretty basic application, so it's not going to ask you a whole lot of. There's no essay to fulfill either. They'll fill out or anything. And then we need placement scores and transcripts. Now, because of COVID, we were not able to test students for quite a while. So we have temporarily lifted the need for placement scores. However, these scores do help you in getting into college level courses if you have reached all the benchmarks. And then because instead of using placement scores, we are using GPAs to get you into classes. So if maybe your GPA isn't where it needs to be, but you have outstanding, incredible test scores, submit your test scores to us anyway. We will take a look at both of the options and we will go with what will best serve you, okay? So be sure to submit that application and your transcripts. A lot of times we can pull those test scores from your transcripts. When you have submitted these things, these items, test scores, transcripts, and an application, we can admit you at the college, and then you will need to register for an advising appointment. We are now offering advising appointments via phone, via email, and face-to-face. So we've got those 3 options for you as well. The convenience of it all is that even though COVID has made things a little bit more difficult, it has also allowed us to be able to give you all more access to us virtually. So once you meet with your advisor, you will register for classes, and we encourage you to fill out your FAFSA and apply for scholarships. Our scholarship application at SKYCTC has opened, and it closes March the 1st. And then the FAFSA application for the next academic year, which will, most of you, is when you will be beginning your freshman year in college, will be active for the next academic year, 2021-2022. 2021-2022, and that application is now live. So you want to be sure to go ahead and fill out the FAFSA and the scholarships applications, just so that you can have more opportunities for financial aid. And so let's go into tuition. So we are one of the most affordable colleges in the state of Kentucky, but so how much do you really cost? We are currently charging $179 per credit hour plus an $8 fee. Always look at those asterisks and the fine print of the extra fees. Really, it's $187 per credit hour. And what does that even mean? What is a credit hour? A lot of your general education classes will consist of 3 credit hours. So a full-time schedule will consist of about 4 of those classes. So this is just generally speaking. If you have 4, like an English class, a math class, a science class, and an arts class, that can be a full-time schedule, and it will typically consist of about 12 credit hours. If you multiply that by 2 in a year, your tuition will come out to being about $4,296. And that is a lot of money. That is a lot of money for 1 year. But if you compare it to the other universities in the state of Kentucky, and this is just there's some that are a lot more expensive, but comparing to some of these universities, we are at less than half of the cost of some of these universities. Keep in mind, the first 2 years of your college career is going to consist of general education courses, and they're going to be the same pretty much across the board, where you can take at EKU or UK or U of L, you can take with us. They transfer over. By law, these colleges and universities have to accept our general education classes. We're under the same accreditation, so we follow the same curriculums as they do, and anything that's considered general education can be very fluid between the universities and our system. So financial aid fast facts. There are a few main financial aid programs. The first is the federal Pell Grant. The federal Pell Grant is, and how do you get this? Okay, first you have to fill out the FAFSA. That FAFSA form, it'll keep on coming back up over and over again, so be sure that you fill it out. You don't want to miss out on money. The federal Pell Grant is one of the largest grants that you can get through filling out the FAFSA. It is at about 6,300, give or take, if you get the full amount, if you're accepted for the full amount. So that's about 6,000 right there, okay? The SEOG grant, that depends on your college and university and what they accept, and I think that's some additional questions that you maybe need to fill out, but we don't typically handle a whole lot of that because the federal Pell Grant is what we usually accept. Your KEYS money, Kentucky Educational Excellence Scholarship. This is the money that you have earned because of your grades since you've been in high school. If you don't know how much you have, you can always go to the KIA website, create your account, and you should see how much you have earned up to this date. You can graduate from high school with even $2,000, up to $2,000 based off purely your grades, in assistance to go to college. And based off of your ACT scores, you can get an additional $500. So really you can leave high school with a $2,500 scholarship, good for up to 4 years. You have 5 years to use it. You can use it up to 4 years, or 8 semesters. So let's say that you get the full amount of Pell Grant and you were really good in school and you got 4.0 GPA. You're already counting at $8,000 from where you graduated high school, okay? Not applying for any other scholarships. This is just for the FAFSA and because of the grades that you have already made. Private and sponsored scholarships. Now, these scholarships are the ones that you do have to look for outside of that FAFSA form. You can go to, and we encourage you to also go to the colleges that you are interested in attending. Go to their website, go to their scholarship sites, and fill out their scholarship applications. But you can also go on sites that have scholarship databases like College Board, and put your information in there, and they'll kind of weed out which scholarship applications may be good for you to fill out. Use it to your advantage. Use things that make you different or make you or have you stand out to see if you can find any scholarship applications or scholarships that are available to you for that. For example, Latinos in Bowling Green. There is an organization in town called Hope. Hope offers 2 $500 scholarships for Latino students that attend either Western or SKYCTC. Okay, there's not a whole lot of competition there because there's not a lot of applicants. So, and I know because I'm part of the organization. So, and this way I'm telling you, there are organizations around town that may offer scholarships that you may not even know that. So please look for them. Look for them in your parents' employers. Look at them in your local churches. Look at them in the banks where your parents do business at. Just search those. It's going to take a little bit of legwork, but it'll be so well worth it because there's so much money that goes unaccounted for because students don't apply to them. So I encourage you to do that. I will have that scholarship application. I will send that to Ms. O so that you can have access to it if you need to. That the Hope Scholarships in particular has been open. It opens in October and it ends in March as well. So I encourage you to look up. And then College Access Program, CAP. This is extra money that you can get from filling out the FAFSA, but this is at a state level. And this money runs out. So you can get an additional like $1,000 or $2,000 a year to go to school just by filling out that FAFSA form. But remember, this money does run out, so you don't want to miss out on money. Fill out the FAFSA as soon as you can, as early as possible so that you don't miss out on any money. Go ahead and get that taken care of and get it out of the way. And you can see how much money you can really have access to be able to attend college. If you are fortunate enough to be able to receive these grants, then you may not need to go into debt of any kind. You may not need to even really look for other scholarships if you didn't need to. You may have free education in your hands. Now, who can apply to financial aid? Financial aid is available to U.S. citizens, U.S. permanent residents, some immigrants with the refugee status or other eligible visas. If you are a DACA student, unfortunately, that is not one of those eligible non-residents, and neither is a TPS. So if you have either of those visas, or if you have a question about a visa, just let me know, and I can find out for you, and I can tell you if you're eligible for it or not. You're unfortunately not going to be able to receive these grants because this is federal and governmental money. So anybody that's not considered a U.S. citizen, permanent resident, or refugee, or have a certain type of visa, you won't be able to receive this money. However, I encourage you to go ahead and still fill out the scholarship. Look for scholarships outside of the FAFSA, okay? If you graduate, so for example, at SKYCTC, there is one scholarship in particular that I'm gonna definitely encourage you all to fill out. If you go to Sky, there is a scholarship that you can apply to. The scholarship, the requirements for the scholarship is that you must have a 2.0 GPA by the time you graduate high school. You must have graduated from a high school in the Warren County Bowling Green area. Okay, that's basically as far as those requirements go. And and I have known of students that don't have necessarily a U.S. permanent residency or citizenship that have been able to receive this scholarship. So I'm telling you, I encourage you all to go ahead and fill out those scholarship applications for the colleges, because you never know what you're going to get. You never know what kind of money you're going to find. So there's a lot of money out there that goes unaccounted for because students just simply do not apply. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. I know sometimes it can be a little nerve-wracking to fill out a scholarship application and not know exactly what you should put on there or not. But if you have questions about the SKYCTC scholarship in particular, let me know. I'll tell you what you can put on there, because one of the requirements for our scholarship is that you must have a FAFSA on file. Now, because if you don't have a social security number, if you don't have a visa, or you're not an eligible citizen, then you may not be able to fill out that form. But you can also just add a quick statement to the scholarship application, and then that's it. As simple as that. So if you have any questions about that, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help as much as I can. Okay. And there's the link below, and Ms. O will have all of this as well, so you can have access to that scholarship application for the college and for anything else that you guys need. So SKYCTC scholarships, as I mentioned, they open October 1st, and the deadline is March the 1st. You must also complete a counselor verification form. If you're a high school senior, you need to have that form filled out as well and submitted, okay? If your application does not include that form, it is not going to be complete for the scholarship. So be sure to have that. Don't miss out on that money for that, okay? Transcripts and ACT scores, you can also get that from your guidance counselor. If you use Parchment, you're familiar with Parchment, use Parchment to send those transcripts. And you will need to send that into our Building H, which is our Scholarship Foundation building. So within all the scholarships that we offer, SKYCTC also offers this scholarship called a 15 to finish scholarship. So if you sign up for 15 credit hours, which is like 5 classes for one semester, and you do the same for the following semester, then you can earn up to like a $500 award that will be applied to the next semester. You can do that up to 3 semesters and even 4 semesters if you pursue a technical area degree. So you can earn just about a $2,000 scholarship just by taking 5 classes. It'll get you on track to finishing within those 2 years, and also give you an opportunity to get the scholarship. We also have a Work Ready Kentucky scholarship. So let's say you fill out the FAFSA form, and unfortunately, FAFSA says you make too much money, you do not qualify for a federal grant, because based off what you answered, your home household size and the income in your home should be enough to help you with college expenses. So you can also apply to this scholarship called the Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship. Now the same thing goes for the FAFSA. You must be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident or refugee to be able to qualify for this scholarship. But this scholarship will help those that are not Pell Grant eligible or CAP Grant eligible to pay off their college as well. They can pay up to 60 credit hours, which is basically a 2-year degree. So that's about 90 to 95% to even 100% of your degree paid for. You must be at least in 6 credit hours. We're just talking about 2 classes, okay? So if you don't want to go to school full time, you can take part-time classes. You can take 2 classes that are up to 6 credit hours, and that makes you a part-time student, and that makes you eligible to receive this scholarship, okay? And you must not have already completed an associate or bachelor's degree. So I know some of you all may have already taken dual credit classes, and some of you mount up to even a whole associate's degree. We have had some students that will graduate from high school with an associate's degree because of how many dual credit classes they took. So you must not have one of those degrees already completed, okay? You can see the full list of all the programs that we have to offer on the website, which will also be available to you, but they mostly cover all of our programs, most of our programs under these advanced manufacturing, business information, technology, construction, healthcare, and transportation and logistics within those career fields. So it includes most of our technical programs. There may be one or two that aren't listed on here, but for the most part, you can get assistance with our other programs. I do want to mention though, in the healthcare field, because as I mentioned before, you must be in the program, you have to be officially admitted into the nursing program for this scholarship to take effect, okay? While you're waiting to get into the nursing program, you're gonna be a pending student, okay? While you work on those prereq courses. During that time that you're not a nursing student, this scholarship wouldn't take effect. It will take effect once you have been officially admitted into that healthcare program. So just wanted to let you all know that that is also one of the limits of the scholarship. Dual credit. If you have the opportunity to take dual credit classes, or if you haven't had any dual credit classes, I encourage you all to look into this, to talk to Ms. O or reach out to our dual credit office, and they can help you see if you can enroll in some classes. Dual credit will help you get a head start on your college classes now while you're in high school, and they will also count towards your high school degree. So you're killing two birds with one stone, basically. Dual credit classes are a lot more affordable. They're at $58 per credit hour. So we're talking about less than half of what it costs when you are a full-time college student. So, and by doing that as well, if you have 9 credit hours, and we're talking about 3 classes that you took as a dual credit student with SKY, it has to be through SKY. These dual credit classes must be through SKY. And you have at least a 4.0 GPA, 100% of your tuition can be paid for. Okay, now as with this scholarship, you don't necessarily need to have that requirement to be a US citizen or permanent resident or refugee, because this is purely based on performance. These are your grades, and you took these classes, and these are your grades, and you've earned this degree or this scholarship based on your grades. So I encourage you all to look into this. It's not an all or nothing type of deal. You can take 2 dual credit classes and get B's in those classes and still get 25% of your tuition paid for. So this is another tool that you can use, or another resource that you can consider when thinking about college and the cost. We also have a program called SkyFame, which is South Central Kentucky Federation for Advanced Manufacturing Education. It's a mouthful, and that's why it's called SkyFame, but it is a partnership with manufacturers where students can basically do a work and learn type of program. Students will go to college, to the Franklin Simpson campus, go to classes there 2 days a week, and work the other days of the week at the local manufacturer that hires them for about 24 hours per week. So this program takes a little bit longer because of the way that it is split up, and you will earn a 2-year degree in maintenance, industrial maintenance, and have over 1,800 hours of work experience from where you have been doing those 24 hours a week at that local manufacturer. Now, this is kind of like a job. You'll have to apply for the program and get interviewed by the companies, and the companies will choose the students that they want to sponsor. So if you are interested in that, let us know. We'll get you the contact information so you can apply for that program. Now, joint admissions. I know some students may be a little bit torn between going to a larger university or maybe SKY, or you're thinking about what benefits you may have or what you may miss out going to larger universities. But we have joint admissions program with Western and Lindsey Wilson. So you can basically take your classes at SKY, pay this lower tuition, more affordable tuition here at SKY, and then still take advantage of a lot of things at Western. You can still go to their games, get a meal plan if you wanted to. You can use their facility to use their computers, the library, and all of that. You still have access to a lot of those things while you're a SKYCTC student. You will be a student at both colleges, so you are still considered a Western student and a Sky student at the same time. So there's a lot of benefits with that. If you want to use financial aid, there's also an option to where you can split up your financial aid between the colleges and universities through a consortium agreement. You can get at the financial aid office. So that's an option for you all there. A lot of our programs are considered 2+2, which means the first 2 years with us go directly into the next 2-year programs with them. Like IT and business are two of the huge ones that basically have a great curriculum that get you all of the 100, 200 level classes in those fields and get you ready for the next 300, 400 level classes in the university. If you have any questions, Victoria Lucas is one of our recruiters. She is building L. You may see her around. And I'm Addie Hernandez. I'm Latinx outreach specialist. If you have any questions about anything that I mentioned, or anything that I said, please feel free to reach out to me and connect with me. You can follow us on our social media pages as well, just to keep up with what we're doing. We also are now offering face-to-face tours. Like, they're very limited right now and they're individual tours, but if you want to do that, we also have a link so that you can schedule that. You can make an appointment to meet with us face-to-face as well. You can also meet with us virtually on the phone or through email. If you want to do like a FaceTime type of thing, we can also do that. So also, I know that some of your parents may not understand how the whole education system works here in the United States. And if they have any questions, let me know. I'm more than happy to explain to them how it all works, what the financial aid means, and how the college process goes, and what is it may be expected of you, what is needed, and what they can expect afterwards. I also speak Spanish, so if your parents need that information in Spanish, I'm more than happy to talk to them in Spanish as well. So just reach out if you have any questions, and I hope to be able to connect with you soon.
Well, Addie, I cannot thank you enough for being here with us today and for giving such great information. I feel like I learn something new every single time I hear about SKYCTC. Students, it is a fantastic opportunity for you. So if you're looking at a way to, transfer into a 4-year or to find your career and jump right in, you've got fantastic options just right down the street from us. And so, Addie, I thank you so much for being able to explain these things to us and making yourself available. Students, it is so important to stay connected with your admissions professionals. And so reach out, don't be shy, ask questions, advocate for yourselves, and make sure that you get whatever information that you need, because this process may seem scary, but once you jump in, it's not as scary as it seems. So definitely take advantage of the help that we have. And we have some great help for sure when it comes to SKYCTC.
Thank you.